have you seen the X documentary, the Look at Me documentary?
No, I still haven't seen it.
So that shit, it was on Hulu, but my homie sent me like a link to download that shit. But bro, it was a good ass documentary, dog.
Word.
That shit, like I'm not even gonna cap. Like I watched the Juice documentary too. That shit was pretty good. But like I feel like the Juice documentary, like did you ever watch that one?
No, I still haven't seen that one either.
The Juice documentary didn't really cover his like whole life. It more focused on like him when he started blowing up and like making music and his like addiction and shit.
Yeah.
Versus X's documentary, it was different in that it kind of covered his like whole life from like beginning to end. And I thought that shit was pretty cool, cause like I knew a lot about X, but a lot of the shit in the, or not a lot, but like a decent amount of the shit in the documentary was like new to me type shit.
No.
I mean, like I'm not even gonna count that shit. That shit had me tearing up a little bit. Like the Juice documentary, that shit. I don't think I've said this, but like I filmed a whole reaction to that shit, but I didn't end up posting it, just cause like that shit was like I don't know, pretty emotional. I don't know. I just didn't feel like posting the reaction. Like it wasn't a bad reaction or anything. I don't know. I just didn't think it was something to put on YouTube type shit. Fucking bugs.
God damn it.
I got him. The son of a bitch. But yeah. I feel like the Juice documentary, it was good. I feel like they should have spent a little more time on it and covered more of his life, because that's what I really liked about the X documentary. They literally had everyone in there. Like even, you remember back in the day when everyone was saying X was a woman beater because his ex-girlfriend came out with all those bruises on her face, and she was even on the documentary.
Really?
She told her whole story from her perspective and everything. Like everyone was on there, bro. It was a very thorough, well put together, good documentary. They covered his whole life type shit. And I mean, it they covered like all of the woman beater and abuse and shit, because I mean she was really on there.
Yeah.
But they covered it in a way where like it didn't paint him in a bad light, because as many people want to hate on him for that, it's like X, he literally said the shit on a No Jumper interview, like, or like he wasn't like, he didn't hide it, like he was like, you know, a little crazy, pretty crazy. You know, he literally blew up off doing like fights and shit. That, you know, it's not a bad thing, but you know, and right before he died, like he was literally changing so much. Like the music that he went from when he was blowing up, Look at Me, all the screaming shit,
Yeah.
and then he dropped 17, all the sad shit. Then he did Question Mark, hella diverse. So like he was evolving so fast and like changing not only in his music but like as a person. You know, kind of growing out of like all of his old ways type shit.
Yeah.
And we could see that in the public, because he was showing that, and he was publicly talking about how he wants to change and get better and shit. But they did a great job of showing that process and the documentary and like his thought process behind all of that. And, like they had a lot of family members, like they had everyone on
I
there.
was gonna say, do they have like a lot of clips of him, X? Like,
Yeah, there was. Yeah, just like the Juice documentary, there was a lot of clips. I'd say there wasn't as much footage. Like the Juice, there was, just like there's so many songs, they had a lot of footage they didn't even show.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even put everything in the documentary. So I mean, the X, I don't think they had as much footage, but there was a lot of footage in there of him. A lot of shit, like I was saying, I'd never seen or heard about. So I mean, yeah, it was really interesting. It was really interesting.
Damn. Bro, that's fucking crazy, dude. I still haven't seen the Juice WRLD. I don't know why. I just haven't gone around just watching it, I guess.
So I have both of them saved on my hard drive. I downloaded both of them. So at any point, whenever you want to watch them, bro, I got them, bro. Because I heavily recommend, I feel like because I had a pretty like strong connection to both of their music and shit, but I don't know, the X one just hit pretty hard. I don't know.
Yeah, I can imagine the X one probably wouldn't hit as hard for me because, like I was saying in the other podcast, and I told you this before. I mean, I didn't really start listening to X like that until he dropped the Question Mark album. Like that was up right into the point to where he basically died. You know what I mean? Right. And so I was just put on him before he passed, and bro, it's like the Juice World situation though. His shit, his whole documentary, bro. That one's probably gonna hit home for me because like, bro, I fucked with Juice World from the time that he dropped. All Girls Are the Same, all the way up until like the point of his death, and like I'm still fucking with all of his music, bro. I'm bumping that shit like, like he's still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a real heavy connection to both. I don't know. I was just saying. That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like the X documentary is just really well put together. Yeah. Versus the Juice one, like it still hit. Like I was tearing up for both of them, but the X one, like I don't know that shit. Like I was tearing up. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was hitting.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that they made that shit hella good though. And it's a good thing they took their time with it.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what I was about to say, because X had died way before Juice. Or not way before, but like relatively a decent time. It was X died in 2018, Juice died in 2019. From what I recall, I could be wrong, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So, because Juice died right before COVID, right before 2020, because COVID was at the beginning of 2020. But the Juice doc came out way sooner, and I feel like it kind of shows in that the Juice documentary didn't cover as much versus the X one. They took a lot longer to do it, and it covered a lot more. Really good, and it wasn't even as long. I looked at the timestamps after I downloaded both of them, and the Juice documentary is longer, but the X one, like it was just, it told a longer story, and it was well put together, and I don't know who the fuck directed them, but I mean, I'm not trying to hate on the Juice doc because it was still good, but I just think
they could have done more.
Yeah, and they just really did a good job with the X one. Really, really good job.